up, good people? Today is 2-Minute Tip Tuesday. Let's get into this video.
ArtOfSpeedd.
So, today we're going to talk about when should I check the PSI on my spare tire. Man, so you should check your PSI on your spare tire every routine oil change. You have 4 tires, and make sure they pop the trunk and get the spare tire. Or on like pickup trucks and SUVs, the spare tire is underneath of the vehicle. On the Gen Coupe, it's in the trunk. Open up the trunk. Beneath the trunk thing is the spare tire space. And the reason why I'm talking about it, because it happened to me. Your boy ArtOfSpeedd. I'm driving down the back roads, getting it in the Gen Coupe. I'm like riding around getting it. Hitting these twisty, turny roads. I'm like, oh man. Then I'm like, dang, the car driving funny. I remember I don't like driving the back roads on the Gen Coupe. And then I smell something. I say, what's that smell? Guess what? That was the Gen Coupe had a blowout. So I pull over, and sure enough, the Gen Coupe had a blowout. I'm like, oh man. So I'm like all worked up. I'm like, yo, what's going on? What I need to do? Then I realized, oh snaps, I got a spare tire in the back of the trunk. So I pop the trunk, move the stuff out, get the spare tire out, and I feel the spare tire is all soft. I'm like, this ain't right. That tire need to be a little bit harder than that. So I'm like, man, I'm thinking to myself, all this weight on this car and the spare tire is a little flat. When the last time I put air in my spare tire? You already know your boy always getting the routine oil changes, and I forgot to tell the people to put air in my spare tire. So I wound up putting the spare tire on the car anyway. It was flat a little bit, but I was able to drive to the local gas station and put air in my tire. Yes, with my hazard lights on, people. I was like, man. And so on my spare tire, it say max PSI 80. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I need to put 80 PSI in there. Yes. No. I'm all worked up. I'm like, oh man, I gotta put 80 PSI in there. Realize it hit me. Check the door panel to see what PSI it need to be in there. I'm like, why is it saying max? It didn't really click. I seen 80. I didn't really pay attention to max. And then I realized, oh, let me check the door panel. Check the door panel, it says 60. I was like, all right, okay, cool. The max can only hold 80 PSI. So I'm like, oh yeah, duh. Put air in the spare tire, and then I wind up going home. But the thing is, when the last time I checked it? The spare tire need love too. When should you replace your spare tire? Every 8 years. Because even if you don't use it, it's gonna go flat. If you don't use it, you may dry rot it. And then when you finally need to use it, you can't use it because it's too flat, dry rot it, and you can't drive on it. So yeah, replace it every 8 years or however it suits you. If you're catching the flat all the time and you're using the spare tire, you may have to change it a little bit more frequently, early. But if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. If you're not part of the ArtOfSpeedd family, go ahead and subscribe button. And yo, welcome to the family. I look forward to seeing you next video.